When the lights go on again all over the world, and the boys come home again all over the world.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, this is Mike.
And this is Fran.
And this is Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, episode 2 of 2023. We're in the second season of Mike and Fran Unrehearsed at 216 The Net, where you can listen to us at 7:30 a.m. on Monday mornings on 216 The Net. You could also listen to us now on TuneIn and Apple Music, as well as Anchor FM. Mike and Fran Unrehearsed is sponsored by eXp Realty, where we offer cash offers for residential property and also offer a special online bidding process which can actually gain you more money than your list price because everybody's bidding and live action bidding for your property. It's really a lot of fun. So if you want to find out more about that, go to mikeandfriendradio.com and look for eXp Realty. Thank you so much. And incidentally, all of our shows are archived on our website, www.mikeandfriendradio.com. Send us a question, folks. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now today we have a couple of special announcements. First of all, we have heat.
Do we have heat? Is that nice to have?
Isn't it?
And can I go ahead to talk a little bit about the heat?
Yeah, please.
I never thought in my whole life that I would spend 8 days dressed in the same thing. It was too cold.
What do you mean,
undress.
sleeping in the same clothes?
I kept the same clothes on for 8 days. He was supposed to come the second day, then another day.
Oh. Delay.
Finally went down to the third floor where it's warmer.
Yeah.
Because part of it is below the ground and the high basement windows. And it got chilly.
Yeah.
And I just was no way. The bathroom floor was like an ice cube. You sat on the toilet, it was like sitting on an icicle. So I just decided I'd leave on my long socks that looked like Santa's books, 3 or 4 sweaters, my pants, and I slept in that, lived in that for 8 days. I was so glad then to get it off and take a shower. But it was just too cold.
I know. I mean, you guys figure we're a townhome in between two buildings, so we're somewhat insulated. It's 20, 30, 40 degrees out. It got down to about 60 degrees in here, which
was
is
lower
pretty
than
chilly.
that,
I don't know.
sure.
According to the thermostat, it said 60. It felt like a lot colder.
It was 40 outside and 30.
I know, but this you can't do that for a week. You do that for a couple of days. It's not bad. We'll get our heat back. All right, I'll bundle up. I'll wear my coat when I go to bed, or my long johns, and then I wound up just sleeping in regular shorts and a t-shirt, and then putting on more blankets, and that was better for me.
Well, Michael would do something that was really heaven.
Oh.
He would take a couple of blankets, go downstairs, put them in the dryer, heat them up.
That's right.
And put the hot, steaming, dry blankets. They weren't steaming, but hot blankets on me.
I found the thickest blanket that I could.
Oh, it felt so good.
I put it in our dryer, and I put it on for at least 10, 15 minutes, so it got really nice and hot.
And then
I ran upstairs and threw it on her, and she goes, "Oh my
heaven.
God, does that feel good?"
It was heaven.
It was heaven. Yeah, it was.
I could have always gone to each of my daughters.
Yeah, we
but
had
I felt
places to go. Yeah,
to get packed up, do all the stuff, get there, do it.
Well,
I felt we could survive here.
Well, when you say you have no heat, people think you have a house way up on a hill and you have no heat and you're freezing ass cold and you're going to die. Because, when I do Uber and I pick up people from San Diego and they're sitting there in November with a windbreaker and go, "It's cold," I'm like, yeah, you can die out here if you don't have, proper clothing on outside, because it gets that cold in Chicago. That's just a well-known fact, right?
But it was funny. You go to pick up The clicker for the TV, it's ice cold.
Everything's ice
you
cold.
You go to pick up a utensil, it all ice cold.
Ice cold.
Everything was cold, so it's nice to have heat.
Yeah, well, I'll just tell you guys something.
And I changed my clothes and took a shower.
Yeah, well, it's about time, Mom. It's about time.
I bet it was.
I'm just saying, the Sears guys, they came out. We have this master protection agreement, and we have this agreement so that if something breaks, like a major appliance breaks, they can not only replace it, but pay for the entire thing. There's not like a cap on it where we have to pay the difference, okay? So that's a good thing. The guy came out in 2 days, and then he took one look at it, and he goes, this is too new. And I'm like, excuse me? This is 28 years old. Well, apparently I found out later that he was only trained with gas furnaces and not electric furnaces, so he didn't really know what he was doing, even though it wound up being just a blower anyway, so how hard could that be? And I told this to one of my Uber passengers, and she goes, oh, well, how old was the guy? I was a young guy. She goes, he was too new, not the furnace.
Yeah.
My repairman was too new, and he didn't know how to make the repair. So he goes, I'll send you guys somebody tomorrow. Well, how soon do you want somebody here, huh? I'm like, what do you mean, how soon? Tomorrow. I want them here today. Come on, we have no heat.
No.
And then what happened? All day Saturday went by. We didn't even hear a thing from them. All day Saturday went by. We didn't hear a thing from them. All we heard was, they're going to come on Monday. They're going to come on Monday. They're going to come on Monday. I go, no, it was Saturday. But they say, well, you have from 8 to 5. So he's going to be there. So I call at 3. And they go, well, he's still going to be there because he said from 8 to 5. So what I'm saying is, he came on Friday. He couldn't fix it. He said he'd get somebody on Saturday. We waited all day. Nobody came on Saturday. Guess what happened on Saturday? They rescheduled it for Monday. Nobody came on Monday. They rescheduled it for Wednesday. We finally got somebody to come on Wednesday. 2 guys. The guy called. He goes, yeah, I'm almost there. I go, well, you got to go in the main gate because you can't go in the side gate unless you live here. Oh, I didn't know that. I go, you know how to fix a furnace? He goes, yeah, I'm a trainee. I'm like, what? He goes, I'm with another guy though. I'm like, okay. So they came and they were nice guys. They replaced the fan and the blower, and now we are good to go and we have heat. So hallelujah, Mom. We have heat.
Hope not.
So this is good. All right. So the second thing I want to talk about today is something that we just learned. I was talking to one of my friends who's an expert in TikTok and YouTube, and he said that Fran quite possibly can be the oldest person in the world with a podcast. How about that? So we're going to talk about that on TikTok. To tune in and listen to the oldest person in the world with a podcast, Fran. So,
well, there was somebody older.
Well, I was telling you that when we went online and we found a woman that was 101 that had a podcast, he said, oh, wait, hold on a second. We might not be able to say that. And then he goes, oh, but she died.
Aww.
So we can say that, Mom. I guess we can say that.
Okay.
So that's kind of good. I mean, everybody dies eventually.
Yeah.
But we're not going to die anytime soon. Right? Okay. So what we're going to try to do is we'll have Fran share her life experiences of a 95-year-old, soon to be 96-year-old, right? January 26th, Mom's turning 96.
15 days.
15 days. Congratulations, Mom.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some folks out and have a great time. And what are we going to have? Tacos.
Well, I like tacos.
Mom likes tacos, so you got to love that.
Or fried shrimp.
You got to love that.
But you won't let me have fried shrimp.
Well, once in a while.
It's fried.
Maybe on your birthday you can have a couple.
We'll
no,
see.
I'm kidding. Of course you got to have fried shrimp. Just not every day, Mom. Okay? All right? So, we'll mark Fran's Words of Wisdom, Volume 1. Okay? And so today, what Mom is going to talk about is something that her father told her many, many, many years ago to a young gal. And what was it that he said, Mom?
My father, as I remember, always had one saying about my life, and that was nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Right.
And I remember that all my life. And I think that is what maybe instilled in me the incentive to leave Eugene, Oregon after I graduated from college.
Right.
And was working at Kaufman Brothers department store, to leave with my friends Holly and Loran Peel to go to Chicago, where he was going to go Northwestern Law School, and I was going to stay with them for a year.
Oh.
And I did.
I see.
And I said to my dad, no, I can't go to the Windy City. What do you mean, Windy City? I can't go where the gangsters are.
Yeah.
See, this is what we had the opinion growing up in Chicago.
This was 1955? What was
1952.
It about? Okay, 52.
And
okay.
you're close.
Okay.
And he said, no, go. You have the adventure. You meet new people. This is stimulating.
Right.
Because this is my dad who, after he joined the Canadian Army or Air Corps, World War I time, and went to France and flew, he ended up going to the University of Nancy outside of Paris.
That's right.
So he was big on education and traveling other places.
And he played professional baseball there?
Yes, he did. We have a picture of him under
My grandfather was a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
He was a pilot.
Also
World War
played
I.
a violin.
Was a pilot in It was a pilot in World War One.
Yeah.
He was a professional baseball player, and he played the violin. Right.
Went to law school, and he ended up being just a farmer in a way, but read everything in the world.
He did.
Could talk about everything.
He did.
Had a great brain.
He did.
But his words to me were, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
All right, folks. So you heard it right here on Mike and Fran, Unrehearsed, from Fran herself. Fran's Words of Wisdom, Volume 1, Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gained.
Yep.
So get out there and do things that you're afraid about doing.
Yeah.
About, things that you thought about, things that you want to do, things that you think you can do but are not sure you're able to do it. Just go out there and do it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. A lot of people can apply that in different ways, but I think that's great advice. Yeah. It's fantastic.
And my father lived till 91, my mother 97.
Yes.
And an aunt 102.
That's right. So that helps when you're, in your 90s to have two parents that were in their 90s as well.
A little bit of longevity.
A little bit of longevity. Yeah, right.
Yes.
I wish everybody could say that, but you're very lucky that way, and I'm very lucky to have you, Ma. So today celebrated the last game of the Chicago Bears for the season. Yay, it's over! Whew! Let's start a new year already, okay? Now, one thing that's good is I think they finished in last place. They're 3-13, which means they'll get first round pick for next year. And I heard that in 1978, I think they also were tied for last place in the NFL, and they did a coin toss, and I think it was the Steelers that won, and guess who they picked as their quarterback? Terry Bradshaw. And what did he do? He won them a shitload of Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So we were so close.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we were so close on getting Terry Bradshaw for the Chicago Bears, but that would have been interesting. So, hey, maybe we'll get somebody that can carry us through the next couple of years and win a Super Bowl.
Maybe. We can always hope.
That's right. That's all we can do. All right, so what else is in the news, Mom? Yesterday there was an odd celebration. 30 years ago, there was a horrible Brown's Chicken and Pasta murder in Palatine, Illinois, where they killed a husband and a wife that owned the place. And
I think 7 people altogether.
7 people in total. Youngest was 16 years old, 17-year-old. They just went in there for a thrill of it and killed 7 people.
Well, it took them 10 years to figure out.
Apparently, one of the girlfriends heard about it and reported it, and that was their hot tip. And then his DNA was tied to some
that
chicken
was 9 to 10 years later.
And they found the guys, and they have life, and they should have got the death penalty, but. So they got life in prison forever.
Well, these things...
But that reminded Mom of when we lived in Elk Grove Village, that there was another murder there called the Colombo Murders, and this was where the local pharmacist, Walgreens, who was like 30 years older than this girl going to Elk Grove High School. Well, my sister, I think, was in her class.
Patty Colombo.
They kind of, in collusion, decided to kill their family or something. I don't know.
The mother, father, and
where
the son,
the money
brother.
was supposed to come from, but she put this whole thing together, and it was just horrible. They killed the whole family, her brother and her mother and her father and the dog and I don't know, all this stuff.
Well, the reason I remember it so well is I had 5 children at that time. Jim worked nights as CBS news editor.
Yeah.
Didn't get home until 1 or 2.
Right.
And we got the idea that somebody knew how to tamper with the garage door thing with a clicker and could open it.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if that's how they got in the house. So all of us that had kids and were alone, I had Jim go and put something special there so that garage door couldn't be opened up.
Yeah.
Until we found out what happened.
Yeah.
And then we found out it was this DeLuca who just died recently,
Yeah,
passed
that's
away
right.
in
That's
prison.
right. That's right.
And Patty Colombo is coming up again for one of those
Up for parole. And
parole.
she's been denied,
And Officer
denied.
Rose, I think it is,
Yeah.
throughout all these years has
Well,
said...
he was the one on the scene, and he remembers what he saw.
And
he's
he said,
never gonna
I
let,
will never
he's never
let
gonna
her
let
get out.
So anyway.
But anyway, this Brown situation reminded me of the Colombo.
Terrible
Yes,
thing.
it was.
So there's another thing that was interesting in the paper that I read today. A lawsuit says Trader Joe's dark chocolate is unsafe. Can you imagine that? It says 2 store brand dark chocolate products made by grocery chain Trader Joe's have unsafe levels of potentially toxic heavy metal.
Well, every so often you read in the paper this happening. Some company, they find that they have beyond the legal limit.
Yeah,
this
but
happens.
I thought dark chocolate was good for you.
It is, but not the way it evidently was made there.
I don't know. You know what I do?
Yeah.
When I go to Walmart, I go to the chocolate area and I get that one little thin, kind of a long piece of chocolate there,
Yeah.
and it has almonds in it. And I get that every
Yeah.
like maybe month or so, and we just nibble on that when
Yes.
we have our vanilla ice cream,
Yes.
and that's good. And you have to have a maraschino cherry on there too,
Yeah.
right?
I
Because what does Mom
presume.
like for a snack once in a while? An
I like an ice cream cone
That's
with
right.
maraschino cherry on top.
Ice cream cone with a maraschino
Yes,
cherry.
yes.
Vanilla or chocolate? Which one do you like?
I like chocolate.
Okay. All right.
Always have.
All right, we'll have to do that. Hey guys, a few weeks ago, Mom and I took an interesting drive up to McHenry County to go to this specialty store that made bras for folks, and Mom was looking for one that was a little more comfortable, I guess, because she was having some pain in there. Anyway, it was an interesting trip, wasn't it, Mom?
Well, the company was Benchmark Atlantic Healthcare with Tanya Warchow, and all the people were so nice
They
there.
were very nice.
It was like a French boudoir, very feminine,
Yeah.
very appealing, and all of this. And
But
they
tell me about that word, boudoir. So she said she had
had a saying on a wall, a poem, and I mentioned the word boudoir. She says, "Oh, look, I've got this," because that's a French name for a lady's personal room.
Right.
And anyway, we got a card from them. But the main thing, on the way back through McHenry, we saw a sign. And what did the sign say,
It was like
Michael?
a banner.
Yes.
It said, "Do you have an oak problem?" ?
And we both looked at one another, and we rode a couple of miles thinking, I said, what is an oak problem?
What is an oak problem?
You know, I'm buying cheap furniture, not good oak? Are there oak shoots coming up in my yard?
Maybe there's some like insects that are attacking oaks, and
Do
they
I have- yeah,
specialize
like,
in that kind of a
yeah.
thing. I mean, I don't know.
Are my trees dying, for the bugs?
Maybe in that area, everybody had an oak problem, or maybe they know how to deal with oak problems. But what is an oak problem?
But we questioned.
What
I
is
said,
an
Mike,
oak problem?
What is an oak problem?
Now, what if I had a birch or a maple? What if I had a maple problem? I couldn't go to them because they could only deal with
I
oak
don't
problems.
know. It just struck us funny,
We
and we
thought it was
kicked it
kinda
around for about another 10 miles trying to figure out.
It was kind of weird,
Yeah.
but,
Yep.
apparently we don't get out much, right? Now?
Or we don't have an oak problem.
That's right. All right, so you guys know that Mom loves to do crossword puzzles. She won't even get out of bed. She can't do her daily crossword puzzle.
That's about it.
So here's one for today. We're going to do a few of these with you guys and see if you can catch up on them for us. All right, here's one. 8 across. The blank doctor ends in a D. The blank doctor. The good doctor. The good
All
doctor. Right? That's that program with that kid, right?
Yes.
Okay. 63 across. Here it is. Oh, I could get this one. Egg blank young. Egg blank young.
Foo.
Egg foo young.
Foo.
I like
3
that
letters?
stuff. That's actually, 3 letters.
F-O-O.
F-O-O.
Yes.
That's actually American Chinese
Right.
food. It's not really Chinese at all. But,
All right.
All right. 14 across. Imported car starts with an A.
And how many letters?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, Audi.
Audi, that's an easy one. All right. 15 across. Drop down. 3 letters.
Well, it's a dip.
A dip.
A dip in the road. You drop down.
A dip, or can a person be a dip? Can you call a person
yeah,
a dip?
that's a slang. These words can be used for more than one thing.
Okay, 16 across this is a good one. An iffy attempt. It starts with an S.
Well, that's a stab at something.
Stab at something.
Take a stab at it.
Take a stab at
Right.
it. Give it a shot, right?
Yes.
Okay, here's a good one. 18 across. Wield as authority. Wield as authority. 18 across.
How many letters and what's in it already?
It's 5 letters, and it starts with an A.
Assert.
Assert.
Yeah.
Assert. A-S-E-R-T.
Yeah, correct.
Assert authority. Okay, that's a good one. How about this one? A break in friendly relations. 20 across. A break in friendly
You get that
relations.
one. How many letters?
It begins with an R.
How many letters?
4 letters.
What is it?
A rift.
Yeah, a rift.
A rift.
Yeah.
A rift. Or a riff or a rift. Rift. Oh, here's a good one. 22 across. A big lug. A big lug.
How many letters?
3 letters. A big lug.
What's in them?
Ends with an F.
Oaf.
Oaf.
Could there be only one thing? Oaf.
O-A-F. A big lug.
Yeah.
All right. How about this one? I know this one. 27 across. Coffee or island? 27
what is it?
across. And begins with what? A J. Java.
Yep.
Coffee or
Have
island?
a cup of Java.
Cup of Java. You got to have your cup of Java. And here's the last one here. 30 across. Soup de... Well, we know what that is. It's soup de jour, no matter what.
Yeah, J-O-U-R.
J-O-U-R.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty good, Mom. Oh, how about Mork's Planet? Mork from Ork, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. If they're around for a little while.
Yeah.
That show came out a long time ago.
Wow.
All right. Well, that was fun, Mom. You're a whiz.
Well, will you tell us now about your Uber thingies?
All right, Mom. I got a good story for you. I picked up a young lady at the airport that happened to be deaf. I got a little note. The young lady's deaf. Please tell her where she can find you. I said, well, let's see where she's supposed to be at. She said she was at 1A. No one ever goes to 1A. It's either 2, black, green, blue, or orange. Basically 2A, B, C, or D. And she was at 1A, according to the app. So after talking to her back and forth and the other person, and I said, just tell her to come out. Just go out to the far curb and tell me what letter she's at. Finally, she says, I'm at 2D. I go upstairs, downstairs, downstairs. So I go over there, I pull in, I put the lights on, and I see this young, attractive girl running at me with a little bag. And so, oh. I go, oh, okay, so you're Amanda, right? And she just agreed, yes, because she saw the plate and we verified it and all that. Put her bag in the car, and I accepted the ride, and I saw that it was going to Bolingbrook, which was about, I don't know, maybe about 34 miles, and I had about 27 miles on the car. So I needed to have a little
Well, you
bit
have
more.
the electric car.
I had the electric car, so I needed a few more miles, all right, just to get out there. So I told Amanda, I typed it out that I'm going to stop here and charge for a little bit, and she was okay with it. I pulled up at my regular charger at the Fashion Outlet Mall, and I knew it was working because I was there earlier, and I wanted to get to maybe 50 miles or so that I can have it covered. And she was sitting in the back seat with her big wide eyes looking at me in the front of the car. And I go, well, this is an opportunity to have some fun. So I pretended I tripped over the cable and I fell down and I crawled back up on the hood. And then I looked at the cable and I go, is that right, cable? I couldn't fit it in. I go, oh, that's not the right one. This is the right one. This is the one I want. What's the matter with me? I'm stupid. And then I plug it in and I go, all right, I got it. And I did all this silly thing just to kind of give her a kick and entertain her for a little bit, because she's sort of my captive audience in the car. So I sort of mimed it out a little bit and I plugged it in and I was having some fun with her. And I got in the car and she was giggling a little bit. And I go, okay, we'll be here about 10 minutes or so and we'll be good. So I said, you want to read the paper? And I showed it to her. She goes, no, I'm on the phone. I go, well, silly me, I forgot that you had a phone. So we got rolling and we got out there and I got her to where she needed to go. Incidentally, we didn't really talk. She doesn't talk. She's deaf. I don't know sign language, so nothing really happened in the car. But she was pleasant, nice young girl. Got her to where she's going. And then I'm looking at my miles and I'm like, okay, I got to hit another charger. It's like 16 miles for the charger. And I have like 19 miles left on my car. And I'm like, that's not going to work. So I went for a second level charger to get to the level 3 charger. I went to a level 2 charger, which takes about 5 hours for a full charge. So I plug in. It was free. It was in Bolingbrook. There's a ton of them out there. I avoid them because it takes forever to charge a car on a level 2 charger. I prefer level 3. 15, 20 minutes, good to go. So I plug in there. Seemed like about 45 minutes, about an hour. Finally, I think I got enough miles to get to where I'm going, and I can't get the plug out of the front of the car. I can't even shut the thing off. I go, what, do I have to charge it for 5 hours before I can unplug it out of my car? So now I'm calling the number. I'm talking to some woman in Israel or something, and she has this accent. And I don't know if I can help you, but I will try this. Now she's French, I guess. I don't know. So she tells me to push it in, push it out, unplug it in, plug it out. You know, she actually shuts off the charging station from Israel or wherever she was. So she finally was able to end my session, and now I can't get the plug out of the car. And I'm like, well, now I'm not even charging. I'm just sitting here, couldn't even run my motor, and now I can't even get the thing out of my car. So now what am I going to do?
Well, that's when you use the whatnot.
So I went in my car. She goes, unplug it. Go in your manual and look for emergency release. I go, are you kidding me? Because there must be a button in there somewhere. I go, that's not my problem. Seriously? I'm going to take a hammer to this thing. That's what I'm going to do. So I go in my car and I had a chopstick in there. And I stick it in there right at the top of the thing, and that thing falls right off. So I fixed my car with a chopstick. That's what I did. I got to where I was going, finally got home 2.5 hours later, and I made my $200 for the night.
Well,
so that is my Uber story of the week, Francis.
But you forgot to mention how you were communicating with her.
What, on the phone?
On the phone.
Yeah.
You mean on the...
Yeah, on the phone. I was talking to her on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is my Uber story of the week.
I mean, you were texting.
No, talking on the phone. Called her on the phone. They're there 24/7.
How can she hear the phone?
They're 24/7, Ma. I didn't talk to the deaf girl. I talked to the girl for the charger.
Okay,
the deaf girl was not in my car this whole time.
Okay,
she would have been,
all right.
I would have been in big trouble. The police would have been coming by and going, "What are you doing with that deaf girl?"
But when the deaf girl came, how did you communicate with her?
I did. I smiled and I said, "Okay, thumbs up." I said, "I'm Mike." I don't know. I minded.
Okay.
She saw my license plate.
Okay.
I showed her my phone to show her the destination, and I go, "This is where we're going."
And so that's all
me.
you had to do.
I take you to here.
I got it.
Okay, that's what I did. That wasn't the girl.
I thought you were trying to talk to her.
Well, sorry for that confusion.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that's probably about it for this show, Mom.
Okay.
So let's say goodbye for now.
Bye, folks.
We'll see you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed the show, and please go to our website, mikeandfriendradio.com. We have all kind of fun stuff on there. If you own a small business, we can help you out with ERC funding. And if you're looking to sell your home, we can sell your home for over and above and beyond your list price through eXp Realty. Bye now. Bye-bye.